Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Kalaye Sundarakaram Sadaiga Priyadarshanam Ajnananashakam Devam Sadgurum Muralidharam Murali Mandidakarakamalam Munijanamohanam Vyatyastapadam Vanamaladharinam Prema Bhakta Mandala Nitya Kirtidam Shri Premika Varadam Ashrayeham Guruvayurappa Sharanam. With immense grace of our Gurunada, His Holiness Maharanyam Shri Shri Muralidhara Swamiji, by the Parama Kripa of Madhuri Saki Sameda, Premika Varadan, by the grace of Ponnu Guruvayurappan, we are really blessed to hear Krishna Katha. We have seen how Akrura had darshan of Bhagavan as he was doing the Sandhya Vandana rites in the bank of the Yamuna. He had darshan of Bhagavan and he comes out of the water, and then as he comes, Bhagavan is asking him, "Oh Akrura, did you have some divine vision in the water? Why is your hair standing on end? Why are you looking so happy and stunned? What is the reason?" Like this, our Bhagavan is asking Akrura. So this chapter number 10.41, begins with Bhagavan talking with Akrura, and then they drive to Mathura and they reach Mathura. And what are the divine scenery? What did they see in Mathura? All those are described in this chapter. Ataika Chatvarimshodhyayah Shri Shukauvacha स्तुवतस्तस्य भगवान् दर्शयित्वा जले बपुः भूयः समाहरत् कृष्णो नटो नाट्यमिवात्मनः सोऽपि चान्तर्हितं वीक्ष्य जलादुन्मज्य सत्वरः कृत्वा चावश्यकं सर्वं विस्मितो रथमागमदे तमपृच्छद् ऋषिकेशः किं ते दृष्टमिवाद्भुतं भूमौ वियतितो एव तदा त्वां लक्षयामहे. Bhagavan is asking Akrura, you seem to have seen something very wonderful in the water or in the land. What did you see? And so Akrura saying, whatever is wonderful is right here in front of me that I'm seeing. When you, Krishna, are in front of me, everything else is everything is wonderful. As you, the wonderful master of the whole universe, are right in front of me. I do pranams to you. Like this, Akrura could not describe what he saw as he was immersed in a state of bliss. And then saying so, Akrura drives a chariot, and towards the evening they all reach Mathura. And then Akrura is inviting Bhagavan to his house. Akrura says, Agacha yama gehanah sanatan kurvadokshaja sahagraja sagopalaihi suhridbishcha suhrittama. Please come to my house with your Gopa friends, and you and Balramji, please come and bless our house. Punihi padarajasa grihano grihamedina yachauche nanu tripyanti pitara sagnaya suraha. When you let our house be purified by the touch of your lotus feet. When Mahans enter the house of a Grihastha, the householder's house is really purified. His very life, his birth has attained fulfillment, and all his ancestors are pleased. So therefore, O Lord, may you be pleased to visit our house. Avanijyangriyugalam Asishlokyo Balirmahan Aishwaryam Atulam Lebe Gatim Chaikantinam Tuya. He is telling all the grihasthas who are blessed to receive Mahans, they are blessed with bhakti and Aishwaryam and health and everything. So I request you to come to my house. The lotus feet of Bhagavan Krishna, it is so auspicious. It will destroy all our sins, and the water flowing from that lotus feet, the divine Ganga, even the Lord Shiva is happy to place on his head and worship it. Apastengra vanejanya stri lokanshwa Sri Lokan Shuchayo Punan Shirasa Dattaya Sharva Swaryatha Sagaratmajaha Apastingrevani Janya Sri Lokan Shuchayo Punan Shirasa Dattaya Sharva Swaryatha Sagaratmajaha. Even Lord Shiva is so blessed to keep the Ganga on his head. And so, oh Lord, please come to our house. Like this, our Akrura is calling. Bhagavan says, Akrura, you please go home now. We shall come later after we kill Kamsa. We will come and visit you in your house. And so Akrura, very disappointed, he goes back. Then Bhagavan and all the Nandagopa and all the elders have come. So Bhagavan and all the friends and all the Gopas, they come and see the city. How beautiful was the city of Mathura. It is all described in great detail. So the Mathura city has big mansions, and there are beautiful crossroads. There are tall structures, and there are gates which are shining like crystals, and all the garage doors are all embedded with gold and embellishments, and there are beautiful arches everywhere. There are big storehouses to store grains and everything, and they're all made of copper and brass. There are big moats which are difficult to cross. There are beautiful gardens and parks, and so, and then there are beautiful crossroads which are which are intersected with tall buildings and beautiful ponds and lakes everywhere. And there are beautiful theaters, assembly halls, and beautiful wooden sheds and platforms and balconies. All are lavishly decorated, and there are beautiful peacocks and birds, and the whole city is well swept and well watered, and there are beautiful front yards are all decorated. People's houses, all the front yards are decorated with flowers, with lighting, with beautiful rangoli and everything. The houses have beautiful plantain trees and other trees all in the front yard, and there are beautiful jars of water kept in golden jars outside. And so the whole city has beautiful flags and banners, and everywhere it's looking very rich and very auspicious. And so Bhagavan and Balramji, they are looking so handsome, and they come in the city, and the moment the city people heard, they all come out and stand in their balconies and see the lovely form of Bhagavan and Balram, and all the Gopas who are all behind them. As the gopis had already understood, all the city women would be delighted to see the beauty of Krishna's form. And so the city women are indeed lucky that they are going to have darshan of Bhagavan. And the gopis were saying, we are the ones so unfortunate that you are leaving us and going to Mathura. How fortunate are the city women now. Like this, the gopis were crying just like that. When the city women saw, they were also just like the gopis. They forgot that they are in the middle of something. They just dropped everything and came to see Bhagavan. and some of them did not finish dressing. Some of them were busy feeding their family, but they dropped everything as their mind was drawn away by Bhagavan. Manam Sita Sam Aravinda Lochanaha Pragalpa Leela Hasitavalokanaihi Jahara Matta Dviradendra Vikramo Drisham Dadat Shri Ramanat Manotsavam Manamsi Tasam Aravinda Lochanaha. The beautiful lotus eyes of Bhagavan are stealing their hearts, and so they are not able to focus on what they were doing. Pragalpa Leela Hasitava Lokanaihi. The beautiful Leelas of Bhagavan, they are attracting all of them, and his beautiful walk. Jahara Matta Dviradendra Vikramo, his gait like walk of a beautiful elephant. And then that Bhagavan, where Sri Devi is always in the chest of Bhagavan, that Bhagavan is robbing the minds of all the people by his beautiful leelas. And so by his beautiful glances and beautiful smile, Jahara Matta Dviradendra Vikramo Drisham Dadat Shri Ramanat Manotsavam Drishtva Muhushutam Anudruta Chetasastam Tat Prekshano Smita Sudokshana Labdhamanaha Ananda Murti Mupaguhya Drishatma Labdam Krishyatvacho Jahur Anantam Arindamadim. They had always heard about Bhagavan, and now they are seeing Bhagavan right now in front of their eyes. And so they are embracing Bhagavan in their hearts as they are drinking the beauty within and embracing him in their hearts. And they are standing in their doorways, they are standing in their balconies, and they are watching him. And all the devatas are all sending flowers, and all the people are all doing Pushpa Varsha. Like this, all are welcoming Bhagavan because they are all completely mesmerized by his beauty, by his beautiful eyes and glances, by his beautiful sportive actions, by his walk, and by his gestures, by his beautiful clothes. In every way, Bhagavan is attracting them. And so all are looking. Now Bhagavan sees a Rajaka, a washerman. Rajakam Kanchidayantam Rangakaram Gadagrajaha Drishtva Yachadavasamsi Dautanyatuttamani cha. He sees a washerman come dyer. He will dye clothes and he will clean clothes, and he has a royal clothes are all given to him for cleaning and pressing and ironing and all that. So this Rajaka is an employee of Kamsa. So Bhagavan approaches him and says, "Oh dear man, give us some clothes also. We are all, we have all come from the village, and it would do you good if you gave us also some clothes. We are also very fit to wear them." And the moment the Rajaka heard this, he is saying, "Who would give you royal clothes? You do not deserve to wear such nice clothes. You are all forest dwellers who merely graze cows. Go away. I'm not giving you." Like this, he was insulting Bhagavan the moment he spoke like that. Bhagavan, evam vikattamanasya kupito devaki sudaha rajakasya karagrena shirakaya dapayayate. Angered by his abusive speech, Bhagavan just chopped his head, but even so, the Rajaka also got moksha. And then Bhagavan continues to walk like this. Tatastu vayaka pritaha tayor vesham akalpayate vichitra varnai chaileyaihi akalpair anurupataha. Now they see a beautiful weaver. He's making beautiful clothes. He's designing beautiful clothes with colorful designs and patterns and beautiful golden laces. And so he's making very decorative outfits. And so when Bhagavan and Balramji comes, he's so ready to give everything. He says, "Please come, please take some of these. It will look very nice on you." And he's telling, "These are for you, these are for all your Gopas and all your friends, please take, and please bless me like this. The friendly weaver, he is giving everything generously, and Bhagavan and Balramji wear this and they look even more handsome and beautiful, and Bhagavan is very much pleased with him. And you give a little bit to Bhagavan, he will give 1,000 times back. That is the nature of Bhagavan. So Bhagavan, tasya prasanno Bhagavan, prada sarupyamatmanah, shriyam cha paramam loke, balaishwarya smriti indriyam. Bhagavan is pleased, then the sky is the limit, isn't it? So Bhagavan gave him Sarupyamatmanah. At the end of this birth, he will attain Bhagavan and attain a form equal to him. That is called Sarupya Mukti. And then not only that, in this very birth, he is going to get Shriyam, and Shriyam cha paramam loke bala aishwarya. He's going to get physical strength. He's going to get prosperity and good fortune and intelligence, and he's going to get very good professional skill. Everything Bhagavan just showered generously on the weaver. And then next Bhagavan meets another beautiful devotee called Sudama, who is the garland maker. He makes beautiful flower garlands. Tada Sudamno Bhavanam Malakarasya Jagmatuhu Tau Drushtva Samuttaya Nanama Shirasa Bhuvi. So they went to Sudama, the garland maker. Immediately when he saw them, the garland maker got up and he did Dandavat Pranam to them. And he seated them on big pedestals. He washed their feet and sprinkled his own head with that water. And he gave them tambulam and gave them, sweet honey, and offered other ingredients of worship. And then he said, by your visit, our house has been purified. Our human birth is fulfilled. Our ancestors are happy. The rishis are all happy. You are the cause of this universe. For the good of this world, you have come incarnated as, ordinary human beings, but you are really Bhagavan. Like this, we bow down to you. Please command us. What may we do for you? Please give us some seva. It will indeed be a blessing for us to do something for you. Like this, very humbly, the Malakaran is speaking, the garland maker. Tavatyapayatam vrityam kimaham karavani va pumsotyanugraho hyesha bhavadbiryanni yujyate. This way, Bhagavan, Sudama presented Bhagavan with various types of flower garlands and bouquets and beautiful flower wreaths, and they are all different and beautiful and full of fragrance and beauty. Tabi Swalank Ittabi Pretya Rajendra Sudama Prita Manasaha Shastai Sugandai Kusumaihi Mala Virachita Dadao Tabi Swalankridao Prito Krishna Ramo Sahanuga Pranataya Prapannaya Dadatur Varadao Varan. Bhagavan, he's pleased with Sudama, and he showered him with boons. And Sudama is asking, may we have Sopi Vavre Achalam Bhaktim Tasmin Neva Akilatmani Tad Bhakteshu Cha Sauhardam Bhuteshu Cha Dayamparam. Sudama is asking, may we have unflinching devotion to you in all circumstances. May we have bhakti to all the bhaktas. May we have friendship to all the bhaktas. Friendship with all bhaktas, and also daya to all the creatures. This is what we desire. May we have unflinching devotion. May we have friendship to devotees. May we have kindness to all creatures. Like this, our Sudama asked, and Bhagavan gave him much more. He said, Iti tasmai varam datva shriyam chanvaya vardhinim. The type of prosperity called progressive prosperity. Bhagavan blessed, and he grows in prosperity and auspiciousness and good fortune and good health and for him and his family. And Bhagavan blessed Malakaran like this, and Malakaran does pranam to Bhagavan. Then we come to the next chapter. These are the events leading to the wrestling match. Remember, Kamsa has invited Bhagavan, and he has arranged a wrestling match in the pretext of making Bhagavan fight with big wrestlers and try to kill him that way. So this is a beautiful chapter number 42. Shri Shukavacha Atavrajan Rajapatena Madavaha Striyam Grihitaga Vilepa Bhajana Vilokya Kubjam Yuvatim Varanana Paprachayantim Prahasan Rasapradaha Katvam Varor Vetaduhanulepanam Tasyanganeva Katayasya Sadhunaha Katayasva Sadhunaha देह्यावयोरङ्गविलेपमुत्तमं श्रेयस्ततस्तेन चिरात् भविष्यति सैरन्द्र्युवाच दास्यस्म्यहं सुन्दरकंससम्मदा त्रिवक्रनामाह्यनुलेपकर्मणि मद्भावितं भोजपतेरधिप्रियं विना युवां कोऽन्यदमस्तदर्हति. So Bhagavan sees a beautiful, he's continuing to walk, and now comes a beautiful woman, but she's hunchbacked. But she is beautiful, and she's carrying big pots full of sandal paste. She has prepared special fragrance substances for Kamsa. And so Bhagavan is telling her, oh beautiful woman, who are you? To whom are you taking all this? If you like, you may please give us also some, and all good will come for you. And so this woman, she says, I am Trivakra, and I am one of the maids of Kamsa, and Kamsa likes all the fragrant substances I make, and so I give him every day. And see here, you may also have some like this. Trivakra is very happy to share. You are the one who deserves this, please have some. Like this, our Trivakra, also called Kubja, she is very delighted, and her mind is captivated by the Rupa Peshala Madhurya Hasitala Pavikshidaihi Darshidatma Dadau Sandram Ubhayoranulepanam. Her mind is full of excitement caused by the beauty of Bhagavan, his sweet disposition, his beautiful smile, his speech, and his kataksha all gave her so much, bliss. And then she gave them generous quantities of the sandal paste. And then Krishna Balram, after they applied the sandal paste, they are looking even more beautiful, and so tejasvi, and smelling so fragrant smell, and then beautiful chandana all over their upper body. And so Bhagavan, he wishes to show that immediate blessings will follow after a darshan. So Bhagavan, he looked at Kubja, and then he pressed her feet with his feet, pressing her feet with his feet. With 2 fingers, he just lifted up her chin like this. And the moment Bhagavan did like that, she became a beautiful woman. All her crookedness vanished, and she became a woman of unparalleled beauty. And Kubja, and she's transformed to a matchless beauty. Sa tadarjuna managi, tadarju samanagi, Brihashroni Payodara, Mukunda Sparshana Sadhyo, Babuva Pramadottama. She became a matchless beauty queen. And then she's telling Krishna, why don't you come to my house? I cannot be without you, please come. And Bhagavan says, you go back now, I shall come another time. And so Bhagavan continues to walk like this, and then Bhagavan made inquiries and came to know the Kamsa has arranged for a Dhanur Yaga. And so he came to know from the citizens the location of the hall where the bow was kept and worshipped. So Bhagavan entered that hall. Tada Pauran Prichamano Dhanushasthanam Achuda Tasmin Pravishto Dadrishe Dhanurendram Ivadbhutam Purushai Bahubir Guptam Architam Paramardhimate Paryamano Nivi Krishna Prasahya Dhanuradade. Krishna slowly approached the bow. It's a very beautiful bow kept in a big casket, and then many guards are standing around it and protecting it. And so even when they were stopped, Bhagavan forcibly went near the bow and he lifted the bow and he strung it, and then he quickly with the twang he broke the bow into two pieces. And the twang of the was heard everywhere, and the terrific sound of the breaking bow filled all the quarters, the sky and the intermediate region. And hearing it, Kamsa trembled in fear. Dhanusho vajyamanasya shabdakam rodasi disha purayamasayam shutva kamsastrasam upagamati. And so even Kamsa felt a shiver in his heart when the bow was broken like this. And then all the guards tried to come and attack Bhagavan. Kamsa killed Krishna killed all of them. And then as they were now it is evening time, Bhagavan reaches to his camp where they are resting for the night, and all of them had some nice evening meal with payasa and rice and other condiments, and they ate the food. And Bhagavan, understanding the Avadara Karya has come, the purpose of Avatara, one of the purpose has come, and so Bhagavan slept peacefully, it seems. Adarshanam Swashirasaha. But what happened to Bhagavan? Slept peacefully. Kamsastu dhanusho bhangam rakshinam swabalasya cha padam nishamya govinda rama vikreditam param avaniktaangri yugalo bhuktva chiropasechanam pushutostam sukham ratrim nyatva kamsa chikeshidam. Tomorrow morning is the killing of Kamsa. Thinking like this, our Bhagavan slept very peacefully. But what about Kamsa? He's terrified. The breaking of the bow has already created so much fear in him. Already he was full of fear for so many years, right from the day when he heard the ethereal voice, isn't it? So now when Kamsa is completely covered with fear, and what was his state? Adarshanam swashirasaha pratirupe cha satyapi asatyapi dvitiye cha dvairupyam jyotisham tatha. He saw in his dream, Kamsa couldn't sleep. In his dream, he's seeing, even though the neck is on his head is on his neck, but when he looks in the reflection in the mirror, there is no head at all. Then he is seeing two of everything, two suns, two moons, two of all the stars and everything. So he's confused. And then Chidra pratitischayayam pranagoshanupashudhi swarna pratitir vriksheshu swapadanam adarshanam. He saw when there was holes in his own reflection. When he sees the reflection in the mirror, there are holes in his body. And when he closes both ears, he's not able to hear the prana sound, the sound of the prana. So when he sees the reflection in the mirror, there are holes in his reflection, and he's not able to hear the working of the prana when the ears orifices are closed. And then he sees all trees as yellow. When he walks, he's not able to see his footmarks on sand or mud. All these are giving him so much fear and anxiety. Swapne preta parishwangaha karayanam vishadanam yaya naladamalyekaha Tailabhyakto digambaraha. And so he's seeing that he's walking alone somewhere in the night, he's covered in oil, and he's being embraced by ghosts, and such very dreadful dreams he had, eating poisonous food and covered with oil all over the body, and seeing such many bad omens in waking and in dream. He was filled with fear of death, and it was impossible for him to sleep. Anyani chetam bhutani swapna jagaritani cha pasyan manana santrasto nidram lebena chintaya. He couldn't sleep at all. This way the night passed. Now comes the next morning. This is the day of the wrestling contest, and then comes the Vadam. This is Sri Shuka Uvacha, chapter number 43. Adha Krishnascha Ramascha Krita Shauchau Parantapa Malla Dundubi Nirghosham Shutva Drashtum Upeyaduhu Rangadwaram Samasadya Tasmin Nagam Avastidam Apashyat Kuvalaya Pidam Krishno Ambashta Prachoditam. Now Bhagavan and all of them got up early morning and finished all their Sandhya Vandana and finished all their morning rituals, and then they started to the wrestling match, the place where the arena where the wrestling match is arranged. And even in the entrance of the arena, Bhagavan saw Kuvalaya Pida, the elephant has been kept. And Kuvalaya Pida is the mad elephant. It is going to attack Bhagavan. It has been trained to attack Bhagavan. So Bhagavan saw Kuvalaya Pida, the huge elephant, waiting in the entrance. Bhagavan, he tied up his veshti tightly, and he tied up his hair, and then he got ready to fight with Kuvalaya Pida. Badva parikaram shaurihi Samukhya Kutilalakan Vacha Hastipam Vacha Meghanadha Gabiraya. He's ordering the elephant keeper Ambashta, and he's telling him, "Oh, elephant keeper, are you ready? Let us go in, let us enter inside. If you don't give us way, we shall kill you and your elephant." Like this, he's ordering in his thunderous voice. And so Ambashta Margam no Dehya Pakrama Machiram no Chetsa Kunjaram Twadya Nayami Yamasadanam. Let us all enter inside. Otherwise, if you stop us, we shall kill you and your elephant immediately. Now the elephant keeper got very angry. So he was provoked. And so he's telling Kuvalaya Pida, go kill this child Krishna. And so the elephant charged at Bhagavan. And this elephant, which is like the emissary of death itself, it is rushing at Bhagavan in fierce speed. And so very beautifully we can see how Bhagavan kills Kuvalaya Pida. Every asura who came, Bhagavan kills in different ways, right? How he was Vatsasura, the calf was killed by lifting his legs, whirling him and throwing him. How Bakasura was killed when both his peaks were, torn by Bhagavan. Oh, Aghasura was killed when Bhagavan entered his mouth and grew in his body, and Aghasura was killed. How Kaliya, the dance was performed on Kaliya, and how this Keshi and Arishtasura were killed. This Keshi, who came in the form of a horse, Bhagavan inserted his hand into his mouth, and this hand grew in size, and Keshi choked to death. How every different asura in different forms was killed in different ways. Now we can see how Bhagavan is about to kill Kuvalaya Pida, the elephant. Sankrutasthama chakshano grana drishti sakeshavam paramashat pushkarena saprasahya vinirgataha pucche pragrihyaadibalam dhanusha panchavimshadim vichakarsha yatha nagam suparna iva leelaya. Our elephant Kuvalaya Pida is rushing with so much force and rushing at Bhagavan. Bhagavan, no fear at all. He just stood in front of him. He gave him a punch on his, netti, on his mastak. He gave a punch and then he went down and he is hiding. Elephant Kolyapeda is so big, he couldn't see where the little Krishna is. And Bhagavan went down and he is near his legs. And Kolyapeda, the elephant, somehow sniffed and found out by smell where this Krishna is. Again, he caught hold of him by his trunk. And Bhagavan released himself from his hold. And Bhagavan pulled him by his tail. And he pulled him 25 yards behind. And so, Pradravan Babrama Brahmyamanena Govatseneva Balaka Tado Abhimugam Abhyetya Panina Hatyavaranam Pradravan Pataya Masa Sprishyamana Pade Pade. He's pulling him and pulled him back by 25 feet and he stopped. And Kolyapeda again, he's trying to move right. Bhagavan pulls his tail to the left. And when Kolyapeda goes left, Bhagavan pulls his tail and makes him go right. This way he's making circling movements and Kolyapeda is moving this way and this way, the elephant. And Krishna pulled his tail and make him go in the opposite direction all the time. And he goes round and round. How Bhagavan has played with calves like this, pulling their tail and having, fun in little young age, playing with calves and cows, isn't it? So here, Bhagavan has practice in everything. So he's making Kolyapeda mad with anger as he's going round and round. Again, Kolyapeda is attacking. Bhagavan gave him a mighty blow on his head. And then Bhagavan is running forward as though he's afraid, and Kolyapeda is running behind him. And Bhagavan is making him feel as though I'm going to catch you right now. You're right here. Kolyapeda, the elephant, thinks I got him just a few inches away, and Bhagavan would keep escaping. He would never be able to catch him like this. He ran and ran for some time, and Kolyapeda is tired. And then Bhagavan, as though made a show that he fell down and he got up. And again, Kolyapeda, as Bhagavan fell down, Kolyapeda crushed his tusks on the ground, thinking it was Krishna, but Krishna had already escaped. And then again, our Bhagavan got up, and then he, with his trunk, he made Kolyapeda fall. And Kolyapeda, the elephant, just fell, and Bhagavan put his leg on him. And then he pulled out his tusks. And then all precious pearls fell from Kolyapeda's tusks, and as his dantam was pulled. And this beautiful, Leela, Bhagavan killing Kolyapeda, the elephant, is described in Narayaniam very beautifully. Hasta prapyopyagamyo jadidi munijanasyeva dhavan gajendram क्रीडन्नापात्य भूमौ पुनरभिपततः तस्य दन्तं सजीवं मूलादुन्मूल्य तन्मूलग महित महामौक्तिकान्यात्ममित्रे प्रादास्त्वं आरमेभिः ललित विरचितं राधिकायै दिशेदि. Bhagavan pulled the tusks of elephant Kolyapeda, and as he pulled from deep within, beautiful precious pearls fell on the ground. And Bhagavan at the time calls his dear friend Sridhama and says, Sridhama, take all these pearls and take and make a nice necklace for my dear Radha. Even at the time of fighting, Bhagavan is remembering his Radha, always immersed in that love for Radha all the time. And he's so romantic and loving Bhagavan. On one side, he's killing the elephant, but in his heart, he has so much love for Radha. So he's telling Sridhama, make a beautiful necklace for Radha. And after pulling out the tusks of Kolyapeda, taking his tusks and which are covered with little drops of blood of Kuleya Pida. And Bhagavan himself having little sweat beads on his face. Bhagavan with a majestic walk, he is coming into the arena, and with all the people are stunned looking at Bhagavan, what a hero he is, his heroism, his beauty, his gait, his love, his tenderness at the same time, all these combined, the people are mesmerized looking at him. The arena is full with all the audience ready to see the wrestling match, and all are looking at Bhagavan and Balramji, and how different people felt different bhava, different rasa as they see Bhagavan entering. How did each one look at Bhagavan and what is their bhava? You can see from the shloka, Mallanam Ashanir Nranam Naravarah Strinam Smaro Murtiman Gopanam Swajano Asatam Kritibujam Shasta Swapitro Shishu Mrityurbojapatelvirat Avidusha Tattvam Param Yogina Vrishninam Paradevadeti Vidito Rangam Gatasagrajaha Mallanam Ashanir. For the wrestlers, Bhagavan is like the thunderbolt, is the Vajra Yuddha, like the thunderbolt for the wrestlers. Mallanam Ashanir Nrinam Naravaraha. He's the hero to all the common people, hero. Naravaraha Strinam Smaro Murtiman. For the women, he is indeed Kamadeva embodied. He is the Cupid for women, as they all love Bhagavan in the Shringara Bhava. And then Gopanam Swajanova Satam. For all the Gopas, he is their Swajana, he is their Bandhu, he is their friend for Gopas. And then Chitibujam Shasta, Swajano Asatam Chitibujam. For the wicked kings, he is a terror. He is a terror to evil and wicked kings. Bhagavan is terror. Swapitro Shishuhu, he is a child to his parents. And then Mrityor Bojapadehi, for Kamsa, he is verily death. Mrityor Bojapadehi Virat Avidusha. For the ignorant people, he is like another person. They do not know this is Bhagavan. They just see him as another person. Who the people who are ignorant and covered by Maya, for them he is just another man. Tattvam Param Yogina, but for the yogis he is the Parama Tattva. Vrishninam Paradevadeti, for the Vrishnis he is their Ishta Devata. So like this, for all the different people, different type of rasa and bhava Bhagavan is giving. This way Bhagavan enters the arena. Vidito Rangam Gata Sagrajaha. And all of them are looking at Bhagavan this way. Whoever sees, they see something different in Bhagavan. The wrestlers see him as, very powerful. They're going to kill us. Like this, Kamsa is filled with fear, but the women love Bhagavan. But the older people have Vatsalya Bhava to these children. And for the Gopas, they are his friend. And for the all the people, he is the hero. Like this, different rasa they feel as they see Bhagavan. And then after killing Kuleya Pida is entering, so Kamsa and all the wrestlers are all amazed. And then the people in the audience are seeing how beautiful are these. Pipandaiva chakshudvyam, lihantaiva jikvaya, jigrantaiva nasavyam, shlishyanaiva bahubihi. It looks as though the people are drinking him with their eyes. They are licking him with their tongue. And they are smelling him with the nose. And they are embracing him with their arms. Pibandaiva chakshudvyam, lihantaiva jikvaya, jigrantaiva nasavyam, shishyantaiva bahubihi. All the indriyas are all diverted to Bhagavan. And so the outward indriya senses have so much bliss, and inside the mind has so much bliss. And so they began to speak among themselves about this Krishna Balram. See how handsome they are, and whatever experience they had, they are speaking with them about with each other and remembering Krishna's courage, Krishna's kindness, Krishna blessing the Malakara, Krishna blessing the weaver, like this. They are all speaking among themselves and saying, these are verily Narayana himself. How lucky are the Vrajavasis that this Krishna Balram grew in Vraj and they were grazing their cows. Like this, all of them are talking at that time. Now, the Chanura and Mushtika are the wrestlers. So Chanura, the wrestler, he approaches Bhagavan and Balramji and telling, you both are very famous in Vraj and you are, very experienced in this wrestling game as you used to play that in your spare time. So now we have invited you here to do wrestling with us. And it is going to be a wrestling match and we invite you both to, do wrestling with us. Bhagavan, is telling, yes, you are correct. We are all, doing wrestling in our spare time in Vraja, but you are much more bigger and stronger than us. We are all mere cowherd boys and very young age. It's not proper that you keep a match between unequals like us. Where are you professional wrestlers and we are just mere boys who play wrestling in our spare time. This is not an equal match. Bhagavan is telling, as though but what the Chanura is telling, you just killed Kuvalayapida and you just broke the big dhanush, the bow. Of course you are a match for us. You can surely wrestle with us. Like this, our Chanura is telling both of them, you're not mere boys or mere children. You are very well qualified to fight with us. Like this, they invite Bhagavan and Balram to fight. And so all the people are all seated in their assigned spots, and high in the gallery, there is a high dais where Kamsa is seated, and Chanura and Mushtika and all the Chota Mota wrestlers all are ready, and our Bhagavan and Balram are beginning the wrestling match. That is next chapter. Shri Shuka Uvacha Atas Chatuschatvarimshodhyayah एवं चर्चितसङ्कल्पो भगवान् मधुसूदनः आससादादचाणूरमुष्टिकं रोहिणी सुतः. So they are all ready. Hastabhyam hastayor badva. Hands are entwined with hands. Hastabhyam hastayor badva. Badbhyam eva chapadayoho. The legs are entwined with legs. Vichakarshatur anyonyam prasahya vijigishaya. And they pulled each other and fighting. Hands are entwined with hands. Legs are entwined with legs. And they are pulling at each other, eager to defeat the other person. And then aratni dve aratnibhyam janubhyam chaiva januni shirashishno raso rastavanyo anyam abhijaknatuhu shirashishno raso rastavanyonyam abhijaknatuhu. And so their arms are entwined. They are throwing them down on they're throwing each other down on the ground with the pull of the hand. They're trying to strangle by embracing. They are throwing each other on the ground. They are pushing forward and backward. And by all such means, they're trying to overpower the other person. And so by throwing down, by lifting up, by whirling them, by pressing down, and such other tactics they are using to hurt each other and win. So even the beautiful wrestling is described in Bhagavatam. Kva vajrasara sarvangao mallav shailendra sannibhao kva chati sukuma raghav kishorao naptayavano. But when the audience are seeing this, our tender boys of tender age, with so much tenderness, they are being hit by Mushtika and Chanura. They are so big like mountains. This match is not fair. This wrestling match is not fair. We are not going to see this like this. Some people are not even able to see because those big mountain like wrestlers are attacking our Krishna Balram. And so they are saying this is not fair. And so they close their eyes. Look at the face of this Krishna. It is like beautiful lotus flower. and his face is covered with little drops of sweat. So look at the face of this Rama. He's provoked to great anger now. But we are not going to see this. And so they are all, feeling, very bad that our Krishna Balram are being hit like this. And then our Bhagavan and Balramji also, take some time, enjoy the wrestling match. And then finally, they both, Krishna kills Chanura and Balramji killed Mushtika, beautifully described in Narayanyam. Adikashtam Kumarau Sulalita Vapushau. See how these children are so tender and very beautiful boys. And look at these Mallaviras, they are Kathora. Mallavirau Kathorau Nadrakshamo Vrajama Swaritamiti Jane Bhashamane Tadani. We are not able to see. It's not fair like this. Chanuram tam karot brahmana vigaladasum pothayama sithorvyam vishto bhurmushtikopi dhrutamata halina nashtashishta edadhave. And then even as they were saying like this, Bhagavan immediately killed Chanura. He caught hold of Chanura's arm and whirled him round and round and round and threw him on the ground, and he killed. And Mushtika was also quickly crushed to death by Balrama. And all the other Chota Mota wrestlers, all of them ran away helter-skelter in fear. And then Bhagavan and Balrama are laughing, and all the little Gopa boys, they all come to the stage and they are hugging Krishna Balram and say, good job, like this. And the trumpets are sounding, and all the audience, everybody is clapping. The big trumpets are sounding somewhere, the flowers are being showered on them, and all are celebrating except Kamsa. Kamsa couldn't bear it. So Kamsa became so mad and he started giving random orders. Nisareta durvrittau vasudevatmajo purat dhanam harata gopana nandam badnita durmatim. Kill this Vasudeva and Devaki. Take away all the wealth of the Gopas and kill Nanda Gopa and banish all of them. Like this, he started giving some, orders. Vasudevastu Durmeda, Anyatama, Shvasattamaha, Ugrasena, Pita Chapi, Sanuga Parapakshagaha, kill my father Ugrasena. He is my father, but he has gone to the enemy side. Kill him, kill Vasudeva. Like this, he started giving random orders to Kamsa and senseless to kill Bhagavan. And the moment Bhagavan now became in a terrible mood of anger, our Bhagavan, he made his body very light, and with one leap, he jumped to the top of the dais, the balcony where Kamsa is seated. And Bhagavan jumped up at the top, and then he, with the speed of a fast bird, Bhagavan, his infinite energy and powers that nobody could face, he grasped Kamsa by his tuft. His kirita was thrown on the ground, and Bhagavan grabbed him by his hair, and then the tuft on his head. Bhagavan grabbed him and he threw him from the top, threw him on the ground, all the way down. And then he jumped on him and he killed him. And so Kamsa finally dead. So many years of torture this Kamsa has caused, and finally Kamsa, their king, is dead, and all the people are stunned. Bhagavan drags the body of Kamsa and walks around everywhere showing this Kamsa is dead. And Krishna, but however, this Kamsa is indeed fortunate, because as we said, with every thought, he was only thinking about Krishna all the time. Will Krishna come and kill me today? And as I'm eating, he's thinking about Krishna. When he's sleeping, he's thinking about Krishna. When he's walking, he's thinking about Krishna. When he's sitting, he's thinking about Krishna. So all the while, his mind became tanmayam in Krishna out of fear. And this bhava of fear, because it is directed to Supreme Being Krishna. Kamsa attained oneness with Bhagavan. So, sir, then Sanityado Dvignadiya Tameshwaram Piban Vadanva Vicharan Swapanshwasan Tadarsha Chakrayudam Agrato Yaha Tadeva Rupam Duravapamapa. Since he was, always thinking about Bhagavan, he entered into that very form of Bhagavan and he attained oneness, which is difficult for everyone. And so, after all this, Bhagavan, he comes and all the cremation and performed, and Bhagavan comes to come to Vasudeva and Devaki and release them from their bondage, and then they do pranams to their feet and touching their feet with their crown, and they do pranams to Devaki and Vasudeva. Devaki, Vasudeva, they are stunned and overcome with deep bhava, thinking these are Paramatma, these are Parama Purushas, and they couldn't embrace them and say, Krishna, my son, like this. They couldn't do that. They were in a they were stunned and struck by their majestic status, Krishna Balram. So the Vasudeva and Devaki just look, and Bhagavan, he decided, looks like my mother and father are jnanis now, but I want them to have a motherly feeling towards me. Thinking like this, our Bhagavan immediately calls Amma and Appa to Devaki and Vasudeva, and then Vasudeva and Devaki hugged them and forgot, and then they because of the power of Maya, again Bhagavan makes them be their parents for the time being. Afterwards they will attain jnana and they can be with him, but right now you are my parents, like this Bhagavan makes them behave like parents. So this beautiful chapter we see Krishna's service to his parents. This is chapter number 45. Shri Shuka Uvacha Pitara Upalabdhatau Viditva Purushottamaha Ma Bodhiti Nija Maya Tatana Janamohini Uvacha Pitara Vetya Sagraja Sattvadarshavaha Rashaya Vanata Prinan Nambatna Dedi Sadaram. They are telling, because of us, because of Kamsa, you had to undergo so many difficulties, Amma, Appa, and we were also not there to give you any assistance. Please forgive us. And we missed out on all the young childhood days. And so let us do seva to you, because no matter how much seva the children do to their parents, they cannot repay their parents even if they serve them for 100 years. Like this, Bhagavan is saying, Sarvata Sambhavo Devo Janita Poshito Yataha Natayor Yati Nirvesham Pitror Martya Shatayusha. The parents who give life to the child and who give nourishment and protect the child and raise them, to such parents, the child can never repay even by giving a seva for 100 years of lifetime. Like this, Bhagavan bows down to his parents, and Vasudeva and Devaki are stunned. My children, like this, they hug their children. And then Bhagavan has to say goodbye to Nandagopa. Nandagopa and all the Gopas now leave back for Braja. Atanandam Samasadhya Bhagavan Devaki Sudha Sankarshanascha Rajendra Parishvajyedamuchatuhu. Nandagopa with tear-filled eyes is taking leave of Bhagavan, and over there all of them are going to be immersed in Viraha Bhava. And here Vasudeva and Devaki now perform the thread ceremony for Bhagavan. And Vasudeva is such a Bhagyavan. Vasudeva is, after undergoing so many difficulties, now Vasudeva is doing his role as a father. So he arranged for the thread ceremony. He gave lot of dana. All the dana he gave mentally at the time of Bhagavan's birth. Today he is able to fulfill that. And so today only he gives dana liberally to all the Brahmins, and he has a grand function for Bhagavan's thread ceremony. Ada Shura Suto Rajan Putrayo Samakarayade Purodasa Brahmanesha Yatavadvija Samskritim Tebyo Dade Dakshina Gavo Rukmamala Swalankrita Swalankritebhya Sampujya Savatsa Chauma Malini. And then afterwards, Bhagavan, he has taken avatara as a Manusha, as he's doing Manusha Leela, and so it's a duty of everyone to go study under the Guru and do Gurukula Vasa to show that to the world. Bhagavan himself finds Guru Sandipani and does Gurukula Vasa and observing Brahmacharyam and doing seva to the Guru with so much sincerity. Bhagavan and Balramji stay in Gurukula, they learn all the subjects, and our Sandipani, so blessed that he is the Guru for Bhagavan. In Krishna Avatara, Prabhavo Sarva Vidyanam, Sarvajno Jagadishwaro, Nanya Siddha Malajnanam, Uhamano Narehitaha, Nana Siddha Malajnanam, Uhamano Narehitaihi. To get jnana, Bhagavan also goes to Guru. Atho Gurukule Vasam Ichanta Upajak Kasham Sandipanim Nama Hyavanti Puravasinam. The Sandipani Guru who is living in the city called Avanti. Bhagavan goes there and they learn all the subjects. Bhagavan Sandipani Guru teaches him all the Veda, all the Upanishads. He taught them the science of weapons. He taught the mantras to chant with the weapons. He taught them all dharma and the science and all subjects. So this is given in chapter 30, sloka 34. Sarahasyam dhanurvedam dharmanyaya patam stada tadachalmekshikim vidyam Rajanitim cha shadvidam sarvam naravarashreshto sarva vidya pravartako sakim nigada matrena tau jagrhaturnripa. So Bhagavan learned all the 64 subjects in 64 days. Ahoratres chatushtya samyaktau tavati kalaha guru dakshinaya chadyam chandayama saturnripa. After learning 64 subjects in 64 days, Bhagavan requests Sandipani Guru to please accept some Guru Dakshina. And the Sandipani Guru, with the consultation of his wife, is asking Bhagavan to please recover the son, their son, who had drowned in the ocean at Prabhasa. So they are asking for the dead son to be revived back to Bhagavan. So only Bhagavan can do this, they know. So Bhagavan, immediately he proceeds to the Prabhasa river. And in the river, the ocean deity is telling what can he do. Bhagavan says, a boy of our teacher has drowned in this ocean, please give us back. Then the ocean deity says, Panchajana, the Asura, was the one who kidnapped you, the Guru's son. Panchajana is in the form of a conch, the Asura. And so Bhagavan killed Panchajana, and but the Guru's son is not with him. And so Bhagavan takes the Panchajana, the conch, and he goes to Yamaloka and he blows the conch, and the god Yama comes out and does pranam to Bhagavan and says, "Oh sir, oh Guru Ayappa, what can I do for you? Please command me." And Bhagavan says, our teacher's son has been brought here. And so he says, it is correct that you have done it, because as per the karma, his janma was over and he would have died. It's correct. But it's an exception in this case. So I ask you to return him. So as per the karma, our birth and our death happen. But in exceptional cases, there can be divine intervention and destiny can be changed. So here Bhagavan is telling, You please return him back to me. Guru Putra Mihanidam Nija Karma Nibandhanam Anayaswa Maharaja Machasana Puraskritaha. It is my command. Please give the Guru's son back, bring him back to life. And so Bhagavan Yama released the boy, and he was returned back to the Guru. And Guru and Guru Mata are really pleased, and they bless Krishna Balram. And Guru is saying, may you always have the knowledge of the Vedas, may it be ever fresh in your mind, may it always come to your assistance when you need it, and may your fame and glory spread everywhere, and may you have good memory here and hereafter. Like this, with all kind of blessing, our Guru blesses Bhagavan, and both of them riding in a fast chariot, Krishna Balram come back to Mathura. Samanandan Praja Sarva Rishtva Rama Janardana Apashantyo Bhakvahani Nashtalabda Dhanaiva. And all the people of Mathura, they are so happy to receive back Krishna Balram. So this is the beautiful chapter where Bhagavan and Balramji are back in Mathura. So in the next chapter, let us see, the next scene will be Bhagavan sends Uddhava to Vraja to console the gopis and console his parents who are all pining from separation from Bhagavan. So that is the next chapter, Uddhava at Vraja. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Gopika Jivana Smaranam Govinda Govinda. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai.